Hi, this is Neil Walters from HebrewGarden.com and also Mr. Hebrew on YouTube. And today I generated another Shabbat story for you using a storybook program that's generated by AI. So as usual, it's going to have a few mistakes and goofy things in there, but we can kind of make fun of them and enjoy it anyway, right? So this is called Bishvil Shabbat. And as before, I'm going to play it for you all in Hebrew, and then I will come back and I will give you larger letters and focus on some of the Hebrew words and what they mean. And so let's begin.
בשביל שבת, for שבת. יום שישי, האוויר מלא בהתרגשות. אמא ואבא מוכנים לצאת לשוק. אנחנו הולכים לקנות את כל הדברים הטעימים לשבת, אמר אבא בחיוך. בשוק ההומה, הם בחרו את הירקות הכי טובים. עגבניות אדומות ומבריקות, מלפפונים ירוקים ופריחים, וגזרים כתומים ובהירים מילאו את הסל שלהם. בחזרה הביתה, המטבח היה עסוק. אורי עזר לאבא לקלף ערימה הגדולה של תפוחי אדמה, ויצר צורות מצחיקות מהקליפות. תמר חתכה בזהירות את הגזרים לעיגולים עבור המרק. קליק, קלק, קליק, נשמע קול הסכין שלה על קרש החיתוך. עכשיו הגיע החלק הכי טוב. אמא ערבבה קמח, מים, שמרים ומעט דבש. היא לשה את הבצק, דחפה וקיפלה אותו עד שהיה רך וחלק. תמר ואורי צפו באמא קולעת את הבצק לחלה יפהפייה. מהר מאוד, ריח חם ומתוק מילא את קל הבית. הריח של שבת. על הקיריים, סיר גדול של מרק עוף ביבע בעדינות. בועות זהבבות עלו למעלה. הריח היה נפלא. בסיר אחר, החמין התבשל לאט. אמא בחשה את התבשיל העשיר והכהה וטעמה טעימה קטנה. ממם, היא אמרה, חריף בדיוק כמו שצריך. האורחים יגיעו בקרוב, אמר אבא. השעה 7:15 בבוקר, זמן לערוך את השולחן. אורי הניח את המזלגות, ותמר שמה פרח באמצע. השולחן ערוך ויפה. השמש שוקעת. בדיוק ב-18:18 בבוקר, אמא הדליקה את נרות השבת. היא כיסתה את עיניה ואמרה תפילה שקטה. תחושת שלווה ירדה על הבית. שבת הגיעה.
Okay, now they're in the market, which is called the shuk. Okay, so bashuk, in the market, hahomei, the crowded shuk, in the crowded market, hem bacharu et hayirakot hachi tovim. So we have here they're choosing, bacharu. You might know that word from the Torah blessings where we say like bachur banu mikol ha'amim. And normally it goes with the letter bait before the next word. And they didn't do that here. So maybe they didn't do perfect Hebrew here like they should have. So bacharu et hayirakot, they're buying or choosing the vegetables. Haki tovim. We had that in another story, which means the best. Haki is like the most good. Haki tovim. Tov is good. Tovim is plural. Haki tovim is the best. Agvaniyot adumot umavrikot. So agvaniyot is onions. Adumot, red onions. Mavrikot would be like shiny red onions. Melafonim, yarakim, ufrichim. That's like cucumbers, green and fresh. Melafonim, cucumbers. Yarukim, green. Ufrichim, fresh. Ugzarim, and carrots. Ketumim, which is kind of like orange or ruddy colored. Uvhirim, sorry, it's not a guttural. Uvhirim, bright. So bright orange carrots. Milu, they fill. Et hasal shalahem, the basket of theirs. And I don't see a basket in the picture, but anyway, you get the idea. They're selecting their vegetables and putting them in a basket. Okay, page 3. B'chazara habaita hamitbach haya asuk. B'chazara. That means upon returning habaita, towards the house, or basically back home. Okay, so back home, b'chazarta B'chazara habaita. Upon returning home, hamitbach, the kitchen, hamitbach, that's that word there, hamitbach, the kitchen, hamitbach, haya asuk, was busy or occupied, asuk, busy or occupied. Uri, the little boy, azar, he helped, azar, la'aba, to his father, lakalef, to peel, arema, a pile, gedolah, big. So put those two together and you have arema gedolah, a big pile. Shel tapuchei adama, shell of tapuchei adama, potatoes. Literally, it means apples of the earth. So an apple is a tepuach, and when you make it noun construct plural, so it'd be tepuche. Tepuach becomes tapuche. So tapuche adama, vayatsar surot matzchichot mahaklafot. That's a little weird. He basically made or shaped or drew funny drawings or funny shapes or funny creations from the peels or out of the peels. So matzikot is the word for funny. And then we had the word for peeling up here. This was the verb kalef. And so here this is the noun, mehak kalifot, the things that got peeled. So the most important words there to remember are probably kitchen, mitbach, of course, bait or habaita means towards the house. Bachazara habaita. We had a souk. Azar, he helped his father to peel the potatoes. And so again, potatoes is tapuche adama. And that's the best thing I want you to get up from that slide. Okay, page 4, the little girl, her name is Tamar. Tamar chataka, she sliced or cut. Bizhirut, carefully or with care. Et hagezerim, at the carrots. Le igolim, into little round pieces, basically, into rounds. Avur hamarak, for the soup. And this is kind of funny. In Hebrew, this is just a transliteration, or I think it's called onomatopoeia, right? When you spell a sound you hear, click, clack, click. Nishma kol hasakin shala al keresh ha-hituch. So click, clack, basically. Nishma was heard. Kol, the voice or the sound. Hasikin, of the knife. Shala, of hers. Al keresh, on the board. Ha-hituch, on the cutting board. So keresh is a board. And then ha-chituk means the cutting board. And notice that's similar to this word up here, she cut. Hataka, she cut. And so the word cutting is the similar in both of these. So again, we have the word here for carrots, gezarim, hagezarim. The soup is the marach. And then we have nishma is heard. Kol means like voice or thunder or even an echo sometimes. Hasakin is a knife. Shalah is of hers. Keresh is a board. Now on page 5, we have the making of the bread. It looks like the daughter is a different daughter now. Akshav higia hahelek hakitov. They like that word, hakitov, the best. Akshav is now, very important word, now, akshav. Higia has arrived or is arrived. Did arrive. Hahelek, the portion or the best part, basically. The best part has arrived. Now the best part has arrived. Akshav higia hahelek hakitov. Ima, the mother basically, or mother, erbava. She mixes kemak, which is flour, mayim, water, shimarim, yeast, uma'at devash, and a little bit of honey. Davash is honey. Uma'at, little. He lasha et habatsek. He lasha et habatsek. I am actually learning words in this too, guys. So I'm not trying to show you that I'm like the best Hebrew guy in the world, right? I have to look up some of these words, and I was trying to get it to use first grader words, but it just can't always do that, right? So she basically kneaded the dough. So right here, he lasha is she kneaded. I can actually put that on a separate line though. Here, make it a little bit easier. He lasha, she kneaded et habatsek. Et habatsek. He lasha et habatsek. She kneaded the dough. Dachafa, she basically pressed it. Vekifla, and she folded it. Oto means it. So she pressed and folded it. Ad, let me put that on another line here for you. Ad shehaya rak v'chalak, until it was smooth and soft and smooth. So ad shehaya rak v'chalak. So again, we have kamach, which is flour, mayim, shemarim, yeast, uma'at davash, and a little bit of hungry. She kneaded the dough. She pushed and folded it. Ad shehaya rak v'halak, until it was soft and smooth. Okay, page 6. Tamar v'Uri. That's the brother and sister. Tamar v'Uri, the boy and the girl. Tamar's the girl, Uri's the boy. And the boy is not shown in the picture here. Safu, they watched. Ba'ima, they watched mother. Kola'at et habatsek. I still have problems with that word. Et habatsek. Et habatsek. They watched her braid the dough. Lachala, for hala. Yefefiyah. Lahala yefefiyah. So this word is from the word yafe, which you might have heard of before, which means nice or beautiful. And this is kind of like a very expressive or fancy form of that, meaning it's an emphatic form. It's really extra nice, okay? Then we have macher me'od, very soon. Reach ham umatok malay et kol habayit. So you hear that in the prayers. Reach likoach lahashem, a pleasing aroma to Hashem. Reach is an aroma or a smell. Ham means warm, so a warm smell. Umatok, and sweet. So a sweet and warm smell. Milei, filled. At kol habayit, all the house. At kol habayit. Kol means all. Kol habayit. Hareach shel Shabbat, the smell of Shabbat. Page 7. Al hakiraim sir gadol shel marak of bibeya ba'adinut. On the stovetop, a large pot, sir gadol. Gadol means big, sir is a pot. Shel marak of chicken soup. Marak means soup, of means chicken. Bibeya, bubbles. Ba'adinut, gently, or with gentleness. Okay, so let's try the next section. It's a little bit weirder. Bu'ot, bubbles. Zahaba vot, basically tinged with gold. It's kind of a trickier word. Alu, rose up or went up. Lamala, to the top. So the bubbles of the chicken were coming up. It's kind of weird. Hayareach hayan nifla, the smell was wonderful. Hayareach. So we had reach in the last page. So hareach, the smell. Haya was nifla, wonderful, awesome. Okay, page 9. We're getting close to the end. Ha'orchim yagiu bakarov, amar Abba. Ha'orchim, the guest. Ha'orchim. So one guest, singular, is called oreach, oreach. But when it becomes plural, it's orchim. So the orchim, the guest. Yagiu, this is future tense, will arrive. Bakarov, soon. Amar Abba, said father. Hasha'ah sheva v'reva. So sheva means 7, and just like in English, we say a quarter past the hour. So reva means a quarter of an hour. Reva or reva. Reva, I think sounds better. So sha'ah means hour or the time. So hasha'ah, the hour or the time, is 7:15 p.m. Hasha'ah sheva v'reva. Sheva v'reva. Zman, it is time, la'arok, to arrange or to set, et hashulhan. You'll see that in another story on my website. La'arok is to set or to arrange, et hashulhan, the table. Uri hiniach et hamazlagot. So Uri basically places or puts down the forks. So it's kind of funny in the picture, he's holding two forks here, even though it looks like most of the plates already have some forks on them. And I guess he's not helping with the spoons or the knives. He's only helping with the forks. Ha ha ha. Uri hiniach et hamazlegot. So another story we talked about, mazleg is a fork. So here we have ha-mazlegot is multiple forks. And not pictured in this illustration here, we have the girl, V'tamar sama perach ba'emsa. And Tamar, the girl, sama, she put or placed, perach, a flower, or really probably flowers, but it says here perach, a flower, ba'emsa, in the middle, ba'emsa, in the middle of the table, basically, which we do have a flower there in the middle. And now for page 10, the conclusion of our story. Hashulchan aruk v'yafeh. The table was set and beautiful. Hashulchan, the table. Aruch was arranged or set. V'yafeh, and nice or beautiful. Hashemesh shokaat. This actually says the sun sat. So I was actually telling the story that the sunset was going to be at 8 p.m., and the computer didn't quite get that right. So candle lighting time is 18 minutes before sunset, right? So it got the 18 minutes right here, but I think it says, no, the sun is setting. I'm sorry, the sun is setting. That's kind of true, but so you still have your 18 minutes before the sunset to get everything done. So Hashemesh shokaat, the sun goes down or the sun sets. Bidiyuk means exactly at this time, 7:42 p.m. Now let's talk about that. I listened to the best as I could to the native Israeli AI voice that this generated, and I couldn't tell what she said. I even tried to slow it down. So let's discuss a couple of different ways you can say 7:42 p.m. So here's a couple of different ways we can break it down. Just like in English, we can say it is 7:42, or we can say it's 18 minutes till 8. Okay, so hasha'ah, the time or the hour, is sheva, 7, and then we say and 40, ve'arbaim, okay, va'arbaim, that's 4 and 40, and then and 2, ushtayim. So sheva, va'arbaim, ushtayim. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Dakot, minutes, ba'erev. That's just saying it's 7:42 p.m. basically. The other way you could say it's 8 less 18, or 18 minutes till 8. So hasha'ah shmone, and I did hear her say shmone in the video there, the native speaker, AI speaker. So shmone pachot, minus or less, shmone esrei, which happens to be the name of our prayer, which is kind of interesting. The Amidah, right? The shmone esrei. So 18 minutes before. And you can say Dakot ba'erev just means minutes in the evening. So those are two different ways you can say that. Ima hidlika, mother lit. Lit is past tense here, and it's feminine. Hidlika et nerot, the candles, hashabbat, of Sabbath. So she lit the Sabbath candles. Hikista et eneha, she closed her eyes. So there are different words for closed in Hebrew. If you close a store, it's one word, but if you close your eyes, it's actually a different word. So hikista et eneha. The word ayin is one eye. Einayim is is your two eyes, but eneha is her eyes. Ve'amara, and she said, tefillah shekita. Tefillah is a prayer. Shekita is silent. Now, I think she would have said the blessing out loud, which is normal, but here it says she said it silent. So again, the AI might be getting a little confused on Jewish practices. And then it closes with Tehushat Shalva Yarada Al Habayit Shabbat Higia. Tehushat was a new word to me. It means feeling or sensation, a feeling of peace or serenity. Shalva. So we know the word shalom means peace, but it's not like peace between nations. It's like peace in your heart, right? So a feeling of calmness, peace, tranquility. Yarada, descended, feminine. Al Habayit, on the house. And then it says Shabbat Higia. Shabbat has arrived, past tense, or Shabbat arrived. So that concludes our story. As usual, you can just go back to the beginning of it now and try to follow the Hebrew speaker. I'm thinking about other ways I could do these stories. I think there's maybe some better AI voices out there where I can maybe control the speed better, because I know she talks fast. And like I said, when I tried to slow it down, it just wasn't pleasant to the ear to listen to it. I mean, I have tools that can slow down voices, but I think the audio quality wasn't quite as good as I'd like it to be. So, I'm still experimenting with these storyboards. Let me know if it's useful to you, and hopefully you're learning some of the key Hebrew concepts and words here. And you don't learn it all in one story. It's just it's consistency in learning Hebrew, right? You just have to learn a little each day, each week, and over time you will learn Hebrew if you really apply yourself. So this has been Neil Walters with HebrewGarden.com. We'll see you in the next video.